All right, true believers, what time is it? It's Saitama time. Saitama had a good weekend this weekend of information. Although the charts didn't show the same level of performance that we've come to expect, but guess what? That's coming. This is not financial advice, but I am always right.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, guys, Saitama's trading at 41.15. That's down about 11% to the previous day. Daily volume is $7.5 million. Total market cap is $2.17 trillion. And that is probably a lot of bearishness that's going on right now. And there's a reason for it, but there's also some information that keeps coming out on Saitama that's sometimes great, sometimes not, but let's see what it is. First, Adam. Now, guys, I'm on YouTube, but I don't know who all these people are. But, oh my, Adam the trader, he sold all his Saitama. I don't know what that's all about. The people that I listen to, the people that I watch, like Austin Hilton, guess what? Saitama going to rocket soon. Saitama holders stand strong. Here's another one that says how Saitama would look like at ETH's market cap. Is it possible? The next 7 days are huge for Saitama. Prepare for this Saitama. These are some of the bigger channels that you'll see. A Saitama coin deep dive. Will it become the next Dogecoin or Shiba Inu? If you look just at what is going on, you will notice that there are a ton of different videos and a different perspective given on Saitama and what's going on with Saitama. But what is actually going on? Well, so it started a couple weeks ago. Saitamask was about to be launched, and you can debate launch or released all you want, but Saitama had a release party. The release party was beautiful. It didn't go as intended because Saitama was not ready for prime time and had to go through a CERTIC audit. Now, it had already gone through a tech rate audit, but because Saitama had decided this is the most important thing that they're going to do, they needed a CERTIC audit, and guess what? CERTIC got real busy real quick, and now we sit idly by almost 6 weeks into this, waiting for that moment where, and this was on November 12, November 13, that's when everything was happening, and we're at December 13. So we've gone a month right now since this all happened. And what happened was the Saitamask, the camera stuff didn't go right because Steve could not get there to do the proper filming. So a couple of other YouTube influencers who were there on site picked up the slack and didn't do a great job, didn't do a bad job, but didn't do a great job. Made you kind of move around. It was just really not a good look for the team. And then we went into whatever is going on with the audit. The audit just taking a little bit of time. So during that period of time, you had the cascade of sell-off. You have all of this FUD and all of this doubt that had been sowed, and that caused sell-off, which took us down to what had been basically at this point a volley of between 8,000 and 95, roughly back and forth. And it came down, and that was the support line. It got tested right here through November 17, and then we had a cascade of sell-off because that's what people do. At some point, people just start to sell. Now, you start to see this descending wedge as it's going down, and you're seeing the top just continue to bleed idly down. Then you see that we get a nice lift, and that's because the percentages change on the audit, and you're starting to see the activity that gets dictated by that. And then we have a nice moment here where we've gone through some FUD, we've gone through some moments, and then we get this big candle here. Now, this big candle right here was because everybody was feeling great. This was over a weekend. This was on not last Saturday, but the Saturday before. And you see this big candle happening, and people are starting to feel good because the CERTIC audit starts to get higher percentages. Now we're starting to see some progress. Now we're starting to see some good stuff. And then right here is where you start to see the disaster strike of Bitmart being hacked. And you see this candle dropping everything all the way down right here. So that starts a chain of FUD. Now, At that point, the Bitmart hack, the guy in a level of, and I have to say this, I don't like it, but brilliance, releases a bunch of renounced contracts. And those renounced contracts are all selling off crypto. So for days and days and days, you continue to see this all happening right here. Now, here's the thing. If you are faithful to a product, that's fine. That's you can be faithful to a product you can enjoy, but these people down here, these are the faithful. These are the ones right here. Here is where you've run into this giant problem with Saitama, and it's a temporary problem, but it is a problem. And the problem is all of these people up here, all of the people who bought in at around this spot right about here, have taken a big loss. Now, what you need in order for a product to moon and go up is you need new investors, and you need to continue seeing new investors. And what you saw through Saitama all the way up to this point were new investors that continued to keep coming in. And now all of these people have had a little bit of their faith shattered, which causes a little bit of FUD to continue to seep into what's going on. And you know, in fairness, it's probably going to take, realistically, to make Saitama start to make some big moves. It's going to take a massive push, and that massive push is going to have to get to that 8,000 level. Because I can tell you right now, between 7,000 and 9,000 was a very good comfort zone for Saitama. If you look here, the ceiling, the floor right over here has been 7,000 for a long time, and then the up is about 9,500. And now, if you look over here, then you see a ceiling has formed right around 7,200, where it pokes its head over it every once in a while, but it cannot get over that 7,000 level. And the reason for that is because a lot of people took their profit, a lot of people got out. And that's fine. Those people are going to get back in when Saitama starts to launch, and we see this movement forward, and we start to see this this improvement in what's going on. But it's going to take just a little bit of time. So have a little bit of patience, and you're going to keep seeing a lot of videos right here. I'm not telling you that I'm the best. I'm not telling you that I can tell you anything that anybody else can't tell you. But I'm telling you this: I am not going to BS you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think at all times. And I think that right now is the perfect time to accumulate. You are sitting at what, if you keep looking over here, even in massive dump off, in a massive sell, in a massive bear push, look at what you're seeing. You're seeing that there is no more bottom than this right here. What you are witnessing right now is that last opportunity before the next big move goes. And the reason for that is because if you were to go into their chat right now and you were to look around, then you would start to see that the CERTIC audit is somewhere around 82%, and that's from 79% over the weekend. So every few hours, it seems like it's gone up 1%. And I think that that does mean that you've got a great opportunity, but you're getting into your final opportunity. Also, an official merch store was just launched over the weekend. And if you haven't seen that, let's take a quick look at the merch store. All right, so you got HODL, Keep Calm and HODL On. We've got hoodies, Wolfpack approved items, bags, backpacks, crazy shirt, Saitama hat. Guys, everybody at this point should be wearing a Saitama hat, I think. Saitama face mask, a Saitama flag, another Saitama flag. Looking at page 2, which is going to take a second to load, obviously, because I can't win some days. Page 2, we've got a mouse pad, notebook, another sweatshirt, a coffee mug. Guys, all of these things are incredible, all the way down to, guess who needs a water bottle? Because I drink way too much water. So the point is, Saitama's got a lot of great things happening right now, but there's plenty of bear pressure. And the reason that there's bear pressure is there are a lot of people who are just waiting for that moment. Everybody wants something to fail, And a lot of these guys are getting tired because, let's face it, if you bought up here and you've been waiting for this period of time, a lot of people don't have patience, and it's Christmas time. If you're not giving somebody something during Christmas time, then you're probably going to lose them as an investor because they're looking for some of that Christmas money. I took my Christmas money out the other day and thought about it, and I thought, oh man, I wonder if there's going to be any kind of Christmas announcements, any kind of pumps that are going to be happening, what tokens are doing stuff. And I saw tokens that were doing things, and that makes you always feel good. And then I realized what we need is an opportunity right here in Saitama to feel good. And this cascade of sell-off right here, that doesn't feel good. So I think the CERTIC audit, and I think that Saitama is a great thing, but it would also help that there were new exchanges. Now, something that causes a problem right now, so that everybody understands, this is going to be my rant today. A problem that happens with tokens like Saitama is that reflections stop when you start to have big exchanges, when they come in and they start buying. By the way, Bitmart, we still haven't seen whether or not Bitmart is doing that buyback. Now, if I go back and I look and I see that big cascade of sell-off, which I'm going to show you real quick, is right about here. That was the big cascade of sell-off. This was the continued sell-off. This up right here, I have a feeling that might have been Bitmart doing a little bit of buying back, even though we haven't heard or seen anything from them. But, at that point, damage is already done. Bitmart said, according to an AMA that was had with Russ on Friday, Bitmart said that they're not going to tell anybody what they're doing, when they're doing it, because that would be market manipulation, and they don't want to be involved in manipulating the market like already happened. So that might be right there, the big run-up for it. So that might also be because there was an announcement that it was going to happen, that everybody started to get back in. Then everybody saw that it was not happening, and it didn't get back up to that. Again, you have to test these levels, and when you start to get up here, like this is where you got to get up here a little bit before you start to bring back some investors, because investors are a little bit tired of that downward action. And if you're moving between, and it feels like you're moving between this channel of 4,000 and about 4,700, and it's highs and lows, and you can see it right here. That seems to be the channel right now since this all happened. So once you get to about 6,000 or 7,000, things are going to be good. But it's going to take an announcement. And the problem is that the reflections that are coming, in order for the exchanges to do something with those, they require you to pay them a little bit extra, and that's just not worth doing. So that's why you haven't seen any big move on an auction, but or on an exchange. But these people are coming to them and they're asking them the questions like, what do we got to do to get this on there? So that's where we sit right now. When it's right, when the timing is right, I think that you are going to see something. And I think that if I go back in time, and I'm going to do that for just 1 second here, and I'm not going to bore you, but I am going to show you something. Here you have Russ, CEO, swapping Saitama for ETH right now is like trading platinum for copper. The chances of ETH doubling its current market cap compared to Saitama doubling its market cap is not even remotely close. It's simple math. Catalysts and use cases aside, just raw analytics and facts. One of the things that you have to do is you're going to have to put your faith into the fact that these guys are not going to let you down. So hold tight. Anyway, guys, to summarize, this is your last opportunity. This is going to be the final little run right here of accumulation around this channel of 4,000. Announcements are coming. They continue to come. They always come. This is going to be that last opportunity for you to get back in, to get in at the right price, and to make yourself some life-changing money. Because once Saitama starts to launch, it's possible it's going to take a little bit of time before we start to see that big 1698 number again. But dropping that zero, that's an academic thing at this point. All we need to do is get Saitama launched and start to see some exchanges move. And if Bitmart has not done its thing yet, and so far If that's not what this was right here, then we're still going to see a massive run-up coming from Bitmart at any moment now, too, and that is worth making an investment in, because either way, you absolutely cannot lose. So that's my time, guys. Let's have a good and prosperous day.
I'm looking for the good life, good